Yo, welcome back to the Safe Space Podcast. This is the place where we talk about what it really means to show up for children emotionally, mentally, and intentionally. I'm your host, Malakai, a teacher, a mentor, and someone deeply committed to helping kids feel seen, heard, and valued. Let me ask you something today. Have you ever watched a child slowly shrink in a room where they once felt confident? Have you ever noticed the quiet kid stop raising their hand? The energetic kid suddenly becomes the bad kid, or the sensitive child begin to withdraw? Sometimes it's not because they changed. Sometimes it's because they started to feel invisible. Today, we're talking about something that doesn't always get discussed openly, but impacts children deeply: favoritism, comparison, and labels, and more importantly, how these things shape the way children see themselves. Let's get into it. Section 1. Every child is asking one question. At their core, most children are silently asking, "Do I matter here?" Not with words, but with their behavior, with their effort, with their eyes. Children don't need to be the favorite, but they do need to feel valued. When a child constantly feels overlooked, their brain begins to form beliefs like, "I'm not smart. Nobody notices me. I'll never be as good as them. Why should I even try?" And here's the important part. Kids rarely say this out loud. They live it instead. You might see it as lack of participation, behavioral changes, perfectionism, people-pleasing, emotional shutdown. But beneath all of that is often one feeling. "I don't feel seen," is what they're saying. Section 2. Favoritism isn't always intentional. Let's be honest for a moment. Most educators, mentors, and caregivers do not wake up and decide to treat one child better than another one. Favoritism is often subtle. So it can look like calling on the same students, being more patient with certain personalities, praising one child more often, giving extra chances to the kids who are easier to manage, naturally gravitating toward children who remind us of ourselves. It's human, y'all. We all do it sometimes. It's okay. You do it without even noticing. But here's the truth we must hold ourselves accountable to. What feels small to us can feel enormous to a child, because children are constantly observing. They notice tone, attention, body language, energy. They even notice fairness. And when they sense imbalance, it can quietly shape their confidence. This isn't about guilt. It's about awareness. Great mentors aren't perfect. They're reflective. Section 3. The danger of comparison. Comparison is one of the fastest ways to disconnect a child from their sense of worth. Statements like, "Why can't you be more like your sister does it? Look how focused they are. Everyone else understands this." It may seem motivational, but often they communicate who you are isn't enough. And the thing is, children were never designed to grow at identical speeds. Some are louder thinkers. Some are quiet processors. Some lead socially. Some lead creatively. Some struggle early, and some bloom later. Growth is not linear, guys. So instead of comparing children, we should be asking, who is this child becoming? Not, why aren't they like someone else? Because when a child feels accepted for who they are, that is when real growth begins. Section 4. Labels stick longer than we think. Now, let's talk about labels. Even the casual ones. The troublemaker, the shy one, the dramatic one, the smart kid, the difficult child. Here's what many adults don't realize. Children often grow into the identities we assign them. Call a child disruptive long enough, y'all. I'm telling you, call them that. I've watched children. I've literally taught a student who where he'll do something and he was on medication and their parent would be like, oh, he'll say, my mom told me I act like this because I'm on medication, so I need my medication so I won't act like this. Y'all, they grow into the identities we assign them to. They may stop trying to be anything else. Label a child the smart one. They may become terrified of making mistakes. Labels put children into boxes that they never asked for. So instead of labeling behavior, describe what you see. Instead of saying the child is disrespectful, try asking what need is showing up through this behavior specifically. Because behavior is communication always. I keep saying this, guys. Behavior is communication. We have to be more aware of the behaviors that are taking place within these children. Section 5. How do we help kids feel seen? Now, there's some good news. Feeling seen doesn't require grand gestures. It lives in small intentional moments, like learning something personal about that child, greeting them by name, making eye contact, noticing effort and not just achievement, celebrating their progress, rotating opportunities, and listening without rushing. Sometimes the most healing sentence a child can hear is, "I'm really glad you're here," and mean it. Because when kids feel emotionally safe, they participate more, they trust you more, and they try more. Seen children become confident children. Section 6. A personal reflection. Now, in my personal journey with working with children, one thing has become very, very clear to me. There's often one child in every space who is quietly hoping that someone notices them. Not for being the best, not for being the easiest, just for being them. And I believe that part of our responsibility as mentors and educators and parents is this: to look for the child standing at the edges, to pay attention to the one who stopped volunteering, to encourage the one who thinks they don't shine. Because sometimes one moment of intentional recognition can interrupt a negative story that a child has started telling themselves. Never underestimate the power of making a child feel significant. So today, I want to leave you with a reflection. Who in your space might be feeling unseen right now? And what is one small thing you can do this week to remind them they matter? Because every child deserves to feel like they belong. Not just the loudest, highest achieving, or easiest ones. All of them. I thank you guys for joining me today on the Safe Space Podcast. If this episode encouraged you, challenged your perspective, or even made you reflect, please share it with a fellow, with another educator, mentor, or caregiver. Please share. Please like, please review, all that good stuff. Your support is beyond appreciated. So I pray that you all have a great week. I ask for your prayers and for your comfort, and I appreciate them. And just remember, every child is a seed. It just takes someone willing to water it. Peace.